Yes, I know I started late, but as you can tell, if you hear me scraping on this bowl, I had to stop and give me something to eat. I thought I was going to be able to just jump into this and eat afterwards because I usually get famished, but my body wasn't having it. So I had to eat before doing this, or otherwise I would have been sitting out here hangry. And this gives me a bit of time to, let some people wander in because, again, this is delayed. This is a little late. But you can see from the thumbnail, you see from the title, you can see from the mini display here. I am going to be doing pretty much a celebrity read-a-thon. There is a couple of questions throughout the week, a couple of events that have transpired over the week, and I just want to kind of get them all out in one video instead of trying to, I guess essentially playing catch up, trying to do all of it. So why not just have it in one live video? And that way you all can chime in if you have any questions, I would say respectfully, that has anything to do with the topic or the celebrity at hand that, we could do a reading on and the whole class could know. So I have cleansed my cards. I have cleansed my space. I have 8. So I'm not sitting up here hangry. So we can get into this reading. I'll start off with some of the lighter ones first, and we'll get to the more juicy bits towards the end, as I always like to do. If this is your first time coming to Lotus Mage Divination channel, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you are a returning viewer, you are a real one, and I appreciate you. Thanks for rocking with me and for giving me the views and likes. If you're just here just being nosy, or you just kind of want to see what my reading style is, stick around for a while. Make sure, no matter if you're new or old or someone just of interest, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you like what you see, and share, and make sure to hit that notification bell so you can see the next time I upload. Okay, with all of that being said, I'm going to get into a few I guess you can say, like, not housekeeping rules, but disclaimers. So all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes, hence why it's here on the bottom of the screen. I pretty much like to tell people, I say this often, I think of me as an interpreter. I am sometimes trying to interpret messages that may come through as images, may come through as smells, colors, whatever the case may be. And I am trying to relay the feelings or the emotions, the energies that I'm picking up on, and I'm trying to relay them in the best way possible. But because I am human and I am prone to being wrong, it may not come across correct. It may not be a one-on-one translation, but I try to give it as best and as clear as I possibly can. With that being said, please do not take anything that I am stating in this videos as facts. Again, all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only. I am simply a girl on the internet reading cards and doing this for fun and for practice. So keep that in mind. If you are here thinking I am going to tell your whole fortune or I'm going to tell all of their business, sometimes certain things ain't meant for the public to know. It's just for that person. And sometimes things aren't revealed to me because I'm just not the messenger for it. So if you're okay with that, you're along for the ride, you understand that we're clear and you can be respectful, we will continue forward. If, however, this is something that does not resonate with you, you do not like tarot, you think this is blasphemous, you're going to go to, HELL, hockey sticks, whatever you want to call it, that's on you. Here's your moment in time to click off and find something else on the corner of recesses of YouTube that better resonates with you, okay? But for the rest of us, we're going to continue forward, okay? So I'm going to catch up on a couple of questions I received from people to do readings on. If some of you have seen, I do have, is it Kim Soo-Hyun in here again, just because a lot of people had follow-up questions on the reading that I did. This is a few days ago, I posted it. Some people had a few follow-up questions. If you also have some follow-up questions on Kim Soo-Hyun, make sure to drop it in the chat, and I will get to them as I can. If not, I'm just going to try to follow up on some of those questions people had, or just kind of like see what the energy is, because I think I would have to go back into the chat and I don't remember all of the questions. But as you all know, Normani is on this thumbnail because she recently is engaged. Congrats. I believe her husband is her fiance is DJ Metcalf, I think is his name. And so some people are interested in whether Normani is going to return back to music, or is she just going to go riding off into the sunset, living that wag life. So we're going to do a quick pull for her. I know some people are interested in that, so we're going to do a quick reading on her. Of course, Beyonce is on the thumbnail because if you have been living under a rock, or you're not chronically online or just in celebrity news, there's some things going on with her in regards to like her tour not selling, her and Kanye and Jay-Z kind of falling out, allegations about her children. I'm not going to read on her children. I think leave the kids out of it, but we can probably get into, more than likely we'll get into the rift that's going on between Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Kanye West. I also have Kendrick Lamar on here because there's some grumblings going on of whether him and SZA are just work partners, or has it ever been something more. So we're going to read on that as well. But if there is another celebrity you all have in mind, we'll see if we'll get around to it. But I know these are kind of like the 4 more pressing ones. And I couldn't find a picture of the other big topic that was kind of going around with Jess Hilarious and the Breakfast Club, whether she's getting pushed out, moved out, what she's going to do. We'll read on that as well. I figured it would be a good way to break in my new deck that I have been so excited to get. I love this deck already, and I've only used it like once or twice now, and I already like this deck. The artwork and everything is really nice. So let's go ahead and break this deck in, and we're going to ask these questions again. I'm going to start off with Normani and whether she is going to be returning to music. So let's get into that. Oh, it was a couple. Not counting these, they bounced off my hand. This one card here kind of popped out. Okay. So let's see here. We have the Star. We have the Blues. We have the Six of Cups, essentially. We have the Knight of Cups. And then we also have the Nine of Wands. I think she's still going to be very much a public figure. Not a prominent figure, but she's still going to be a public figure here. I think she herself is deciding on whether or not she wants to walk away or stay in music. I think there is, again, I've picked up on this before with Normani. I feel like there is a lot of I guess you can say like past workings that she still has to like dabble with and confront within herself that she has dealt with within the music industry. And I do think there is some like emotional divestment away from it. Like she's not feeling the passion as much. And I do think she feels that music has changed so much in the time that she's been there. She wonders like, okay, is this the right pocket to get in, or is this the right time to get out? I think that is something that she is still kind of like grappling with. But I think despite her, whether she's not a musician or not, she can kind of go like the Tiana Taylor route. Like you'll see her in people's videos or something like that dancing. You will still see her out with, isn't she like close friends with Lori Harvey? Like you'll still see them kind of like out being like these celebrity figures in the space outside of just like, you know, her husband. She'll kind of be like some public figure in her own right. But I think that is something she is also even considering whether she wants to do it or not, because there is a lot that she still is grappling with. I think from her time being in the music industry with her music group. I think even some people would say the failed rollout of her last album, like maybe she could come back and she'll try to come back and kind of like do a redo, essentially. Like she'll have another album or something like that, or she'll try to make which her last album was kind of like flourish, because I did hear she was still trying to go on tour. But I think there is some discontent around it. There's some feelings around it she hasn't quite settled with. Vanity Pride. Okay. One card flying to the side. Let's see here. Hi, Selma. Yes, we can do a reading on Taylor Swift as well. I can do like an energy reading if you want. Second chances, magic. Yeah, see, it seems like Normani is kind of going back and forth on whether she wants to do this again or not. I don't want these cards keep falling on the floor. Okay, so I have to pull this card out because it fell out twice for me. And I'm not sure. Oh, coupling, partnership, pair of shoes. And then she also had the raccoon, curiosity, perseverance. Because this card kept falling out here, so I'm going to put that there. Okay, and then I have two cards again, wealth and prosperity. Oh, actually three, purity, lost, innocence, and then rejoicing, faith. It kind of feels like she just want to enjoy her life right now, because there has been, if you all didn't know, Normani did have a tumultuous rollout, but before that, when she was supposed to be putting out, when was that Motivation, I think, dropped? No. Yeah, it was Motivation. Want to be your motivation? Okay. When she dropped that song, she was supposed to be kind of like doing a whole rollout then, but some things happened personally amongst her mother and her father. They pretty much fell sick. I think it was cancer, but I don't want to, but knock on wood, because I don't know if that's specifically what it was. I don't want to put that on anybody, but it seems like right now she's at a point where she's trying to enjoy what she has, the happiness that she has, this feeling that she has, she's, you know, kind of like in a mood of gratitude, and she's trying to appreciate that and sit in that. And I think that's where she is right now. From what I'm getting, I don't see her kind of like returning to music as quickly as maybe people would like her to, like after she gets married, or, you know, maybe she'll have a long drawn out engagement. Who knows? It just seems like to me right now she's kind of like in this holding pattern with herself and just enjoying and being grateful for what she has, trying to enjoy this kind of like lull that she has before getting back into something hectic, which could be the music industry, which could be her music, dealing with her management, her label. I think she is trying to enjoy what she has right now. Yeah, see, almost steady progress, enjoying the journey. She is in a moment of gratitude right now, and I think she is wanting to sit in that and not have anything ruin it. Abundance, fertility. So I wonder if there going to be some new business venture she's going to launch into as well, because she has the Black Eyed Peas and a Honey Child here, and these both speak to, they can speak to birth, but they mostly speak to kind of like wealth, abundance, growing, beginnings. So I wonder if there is going to be some kind of revamp here, or if there's some kind of new business venture she's getting into. I know some people have suspected that she may be pregnant. I don't know about that, but I will say I definitely think there's some kind of fortune coming her way. Yeah, and it seems like, yeah, she's just kind of like, the music industry is, she is not in love with it right now. She got hotter than blue blazes in reverse. I don't think she is feeling it right now, and understandably so. We can only understand maybe a modicum of what she's been through, because a lot of us have not been in the music industry, so who knows? But right now she is in a holding pattern, just trying to enjoy what she has, the happiness that she is experiencing. She's trying to stay in the moment, and I don't blame her. Let her enjoy it, and when she's ready to come back, if she's ready to come back, that'll be on her. But I do not see her rushing back to the music industry anytime soon, at least on this current energy. I think she's very much kind of content where she is. Like, I don't get me wrong, I could see her coming out and doing some kind of features, again, dancing in somebody's video or something like that, acting. You know, you'll still see her showing up on red carpets, da 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 da. But I don't see her kind of like rushing to do another music project at all. And so that's following up on Normani. I am going to add a quick thing here. So let's see, we're going to get into a Taylor Swift, right? Because that is the other question. We're going to get into Taylor Swift. Let's say this is Normani. I'm trying to add the timestamps as I go so people have it. And I won't have to go through and edit all of it. So, Selma, if you're still here, this reading is for you. You asked for what is going on with Taylor Swift's career. So let's see what's coming up for Taylor Swiftie. Again, if you have a celebrity question, make sure to drop it in the chat. If it's within reason, I don't mind doing it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this is a whole book that was turned. I thought it was just one card. Oh, we do have the Star again. We have the Ace of Jazz, King of Jazz. Anything else with over in here? Okay. Let's get one more card here. What's coming up for Taylor Swift in her career? I'll tell you one thing, the Star coming up in reverse could be a little concerning for people, but it could just be her taking a break. Like I could see this reading like a hiatus. She has a lot of wands card. I know she is a Sagittarius, so I understand the fiery energy. But to me, with this Star card coming up in reverse, this kind of feels like she's gonna not shy away from the spotlight, because I think Taylor Swift is not one to shy away from celebrity. I think she quite enjoys it. I think she likes what she does. But I do see her kind of like maybe taking a step back, especially due to like, you forget she didn't did this whole Eras tour. She didn't did like these movies. You know, she's been showing up to the football games. She kind of had backlash from that. I can kind of see her stepping away for a minute. Maybe just taking some time to kind of like get her creative juices flowing again, kind of going back to the drawing board, maybe enjoying some time at home, maybe doing some self-reflection here. I do think there is something here where maybe with this Five of Jazz here, or the Five of Clubs, this makes me feel like there is some kind of push and pull that's going on behind the scenes with her, though. What do we have here? Ooh, it's dealing with Blake Lively. You can't tell me it isn't. You can't tell me that this is dealing with her friendships, I think. Her, or relationships in general. I think she's dealing with some things again with the people that's around her, and I don't want to say how they have used her, but like, how are they connected to her? How are we benefiting each other? Is this even still beneficial to one another? Because with this Three of Blues coming over reverse, this definitely speaks of like disharmony in friendships or some kind of relationship. You know, even though the King of Jazz is here, it doesn't have to, this could be, you know, Taylor Swift. It doesn't have to exactly be the Queen of Jazz. She could very much come up as a Queen of Jazz. She's the ruler of her own world. She's, you know, I'm developing these feelings. I go where I please. I do what I want. I say what I want. And I think she's very much like in that power. She's, you know, rightfully feeling herself and throwing her weight around. But I do think right now she's kind of going into this moment of looking internally on what she wants to do. And I think she is really considering a lot of her relationships with these blues cards. The water here, there's usually with like emotional things that you're dealing with. Usually when I see the Seven of Cups, that usually speaks to like choices, direction, which way you want to go, what do you want to do, what do you really want to achieve? And it's coming up in reverse. So I think she is really reevaluating the friendships, and I think that's probably why the Star card is also coming up in reverse, because I wonder if she thinks that she has just been kind of getting a lot of bad press because of her quote unquote relationships or connections to certain people, Blake Lively, and she's wondering whether or not if it's still beneficial to her right now, and if some of that has kind of flacked onto her. I do believe she's also close friends with like Selena Gomez, and I know Selena Gomez has kind of been going through her thing with her fiance. You know, some people like that, some people don't. That ain't none of my business. People don't feel how they want to. And then we also have the Ten of Swords here coming up reverse, which usually speaks to like brutal and tough endings. So to me, this seems like it's more so she's focusing on personal matters, and that may be why she's kind of stepping away from music, or she's using that again. She has no qualms in utilizing or taking things from her personal life and writing songs about it. Maybe that's going to help fuel some of her music in the future, but right now it seems like she's very on some personal relationship and development of where her friendships and her relationships are right now. That's what I see with her career. But I do see her kind of stepping away, because I feel like she's like, is some of this bad press rubbing off on me? And how is it? And I think she's already seen the effects of it, but I think she's concerned with how it's going to affect her career even further. So I'm going to move these off to the side, because those was the underlying energies. So let's see here. What's going on with this Star in reverse? See, look, we have wealth and prosperity. Oh, she's definitely concerned with her stardom. How is this affecting her wealth, her standing? I wonder, has she already taken some hits as it is with this whole Blake Lively issue that's going on with Justin Baldoni? I don't know if anything more has developed from that case. You all let me know. I have tried to stay out of it after doing that one reading on Justin Baldoni and Taylor Swift. I mean, not Taylor Swift, and Blake Lively, but I have not gone back to it. I have not tried to keep up with what's going on. I just know they're still in court about it. Oh, that was me. Okay. Agency and independence here with the Ace of Wands. Is she thinking about going independent? I doubt it. I doubt she would flourish independent. I don't think they would let Taylor Swift, a powerhouse like her, go independent. Or again, this is dealing with her friendships. Kind of like, is she trying to step away from some of the friendships she made just for I guess like for the benefit of her career? I need more insight on that Blackberry. Then we have Homecoming Afterlife here with the conch shell. But the conch shell to me makes me think of, like, again, ocean, emotions, hearing, going in deep. There seems to be a lot of like reclusive energy here. Like she is not afraid to be alone. And let's see here. What is this other card I have for Taylor? We have the armadillo basket, grounding and fierce protection. Yeah, I really want to say this is dealing with her friendships, her relationships. And I'm not even a fan of Taylor Swift, but even I know that that is a big factor into her creative process, her personal relationships. Self-actualization, individuality. She also has the dog, loyalty, belonging. I also think of friendships. And then we have mediation, intercession. Is she going back and forth on whether or not she should help Blake? Allegedly. I don't know who else this could be about. That's, again, I know a lot of her friends are kind of going through things right now, and I wonder if that's what it is. If she feels like maybe the industry has it out for her by going through her friends because they can't get her necessarily because she's too big to topple, so they're going after, or like they're going around her. I wonder if she's kind of getting paranoid on that front with this. That could be something. Excuse me, but yes, to me, this is not even reading like her career. I think there is concern on where her career, the trajectory is going because of her relationships and connections to certain people. And people having it out for her for the longest time. People kind of like tired of seeing her win. I think she's really just turning inward and just kind of really thinking on how beneficial these connections are for her right now in her career. Or if she should cut ties with them and in order to save herself, or if she does that, will it just look even worse on her part because now she doesn't look like a loyal friend. And, you know, in turn, that would affect her career. Because, you know, she has like this good girl, golden girl image, the girl next door image. Let's see what else we can get here for Taylor Swift. Okay. See how far we almost steady progress. She is not enjoying this journey. She is trying to figure out something to do. We also do have the communication card here. To me, this usually speaks when I'm doing celebrity readings. This to me usually feels like tabloid, gossip, rumors. What do they call those? Blind items kind of things. That's kind of like what the holler card gives me. even though it says it speaks to like phone, texting, communication, email, like there could, you know what? Or is there going to be some things that's going to come out in that case, allegedly with Blake Lively, that's going to be like involving her name that she's not going to like. Then we also have, all of these cards are coming up in reverse. Chicken with his head cut off, very busy, overwhelmed. No, to me, this is reading more like anxiety. She's being hyper focused and anal on one specific thing right now. And I think she has other things she also needs to be considering and concerned about. But she's like hyper fixated on how this is affecting her celebrity. How is this affecting her stardom? What is it going to do? And then I had two last cards pop out here. We have it's funny to me when I get anything about family connections with Taylor Swift, because I feel like she doesn't have, at least from past readings I've done on her, she doesn't seem to have like the best relationship when it comes to her parents to me. They feel kind of like almost omnipresent. So it's always interesting to me that I get family stuff with her, because I feel like they're kind of like non-existent. She kind of feels like the rich kid on campus who, you know, her parents are rich and powerful, but you never like seen them around. You're like, do they even know about her? Do they even know she exists? Like, she kind of comes off like that. And then we have It's Raining Cats and Dogs. This is definitely dealing with a lot of the backlash she has been receiving lately, with the temporary intensity, the surrender, this too shall pass, release, cleansing. And I think that is what she's just doing. She's kind of like cleaning house. And I think she is definitely trying to protect her career and stuff like that right now. That may be also why she is considering stepping away, because typically, I don't know how old everyone is who's watching this, but typically when you have a celebrity who's kind of like out and about all the time, they're like oversaturated in the market. T-Pain, for example, they try to kind of like pull you out so people don't get tired of you, get tired of seeing you win, and you kind of go and hide away. You got to let people miss you a little bit sometimes. And I think this is a moment for Taylor Swift to take a step back, let people miss her for a while, focus on herself. I know she likes to be out there performing, but it seems like that's kind of like the warning she's getting for her career right now. Like, if you go back out here and do some stuff, you're going to find yourself kind of like in the same boat with Beyonce, where people are like, you're always trying to sell us something. We need you to go away. That's what I'm getting for her in her career. I think she's definitely focused on a lot of how, not just her specifically, but like a lot of those adjacent relationships she has cultivated within the industry is affecting her career right now, because people by proxy just feels like she has something to do with it. She's the reason. And so she's just kind of like getting hate. And so I think she's very concerned about that. I think she's trying to play as if it's not really bothering her, but I think she is concerned about it. So Selma, hopefully you appreciate that. That kind of gives you some insight into where Taylor Swift is right now, because that's what I'm getting for her in this reading. And it's understandable. If I was her team, I would say step away from a little bit. Just enjoy life, recharge, rejuvenate, get a little R&R, come back, let people forget for a minute. Because, you know, the general public, memory is very short. Go hide somewhere on the island, enjoy your time, go play with your little boy toy, and come back, you know, once things blows over. With that reading being complete, and with the mention of Beyonce, I figured that's where we'll guide into. Let me add this time code again. Where are we at? Let's add this time code. Try to add them as I go, because otherwise I will forget. Right. So, for everyone who is here for the Beyonce portion of this reading, we are going to get into What's going on between her, Kanye, and Jay-Z? Because that seems to be a very tumultuous relationship. It's been going downhill. I would say, how old is Northwest? Is it about 12 years, 10 years? Their relationship has, oh, I just flung a match, y'all. Did you see it? It has been a very tumultuous relationship for some time now, ever since he got with Kim. And now he's wanting everybody to pay for him being with Kim, and whatever things he think is wrong or has been going wrong since he was with her. I just want to kind of cleanse these cards again in between. I don't want all of that energy built up on these as I go. You know, you got to have some spiritual hygiene about stuff. But yeah, we're going to get into Beyonce's mess. We're going to get into the Carter and West drama. Okay, because ooh, I'm not doing another reading on Kanye specifically by himself, because that man's energy is chaotic. He's already a Gemini, and it's just, you add on top of that the personal issues that he's going through, the mental issues he's going through allegedly. I want no parts. I'm not in a frame of mind for that. Not this morning. So let's see here. I'm gonna pull a card. I'm probably gonna do a stack for each of them, so we can kind of see what's going on here. Let's look at Jay-Z first. Okay, I've had quite a few cards fall, and I'm going to note them because they may lend a bit more insight to this reading. Okay, so we have the Three of Jazz, sorry. We have the Six of Wands. So Six of Wands, Three of Wands. We have the Justice card and the Death card. I'm going to tell you, just from looking at that, I kind of feel like Jay-Z feels like Kanye has not, I don't know, learned his lesson. It's kind of like the word, you have not learned, you have not grown the way you need to. And that's kind of like why they fell apart. Or he has not grown in the way he would have liked him to. It kind of feels like he's in a delayed, like you childish. You have not grown up like you need to. Looking at them cards, you have not actually paid for some of the stupidity that you have done or caused. Okay, what we have here? Six of Blues and the Knight of Roots. Ooh. Did money make you funny? I wouldn't think money would be a thing between these two. It seems quite personal. I don't think it's money. Yeah, he just feels like he's not. There could be some creative differences. When I see the clubs card here, the Ace of Jazz, Ace of Clubs, there could be creative differences here, but from the cards that fell out earlier, it feels more so like Jay-Z feels allegedly that Kanye has not maybe answered for some kind of wrong that he has done. Oh, wait, is the first transgression with him getting connected with Kim in the first place? Is it something with Kim in the first place? think it was the beef between them was that serious. It feels like, intuitively, this is what I'm getting. I feel like Kanye and Jay fell out because he kind of feels like it was a backstabbing move for him to get involved with Kim when he knew, maybe, I want to say it was probably more so on behalf of Beyonce felt about them, or maybe it was kind of like they talked down about people like Kim, or if not Kim herself, allegedly, and it's like, here you go, and you ran off to be with somebody like that. We talk about all this black excellence or this and this and that, and you go out here and you go do the very thing that we talked about niggas doing. Oh, sorry. We talked about people doing. Like, what are you doing? That's what it feels like. Shawanda, so the reading on Kim Soo-hoon, I had a couple of people wanting to do a follow-up on that one because I recently did a reading on him and the whole falling out. I didn't know it was about a alleged pedophile rumor that was going on about him, but some people had some follow-up questions, so I put him on the thumbnail because some people have follow-up questions. If you have one, make sure to put it in the chat and I will get to the question because I know a lot of people had some follow-up on that one. Oops. You know, a lyric that's coming to mind though too in this reading, I'm just thinking back on what album was that they did. Was it On the Run? I know it was for the On the Run tour too, but I don't think that was the name of the album. I think it was, I forget, but you know that song that Beyonce and Jay have, and it's one of the songs on there is, he says something along the lines of, I'm not, basically like, I can't come out and try to be with friends when, you know, me and my wife beefing, like we have things at home that we have to figure out. I forget the exact lyric, but like this was coming to mind for me. She probably was like checking him like, what is your friends doing? How they moving like that? My people ain't moving like that. You need to get your in order. Like, you talk about me not embarrassing you, and then you got your friends out here, or you letting your friends go out here moving crazy. And he was trying to get things together at home with her and make things okay. And I feel like Kanye was not being considerate of that, maybe. Oh, it's a lot that want to come out. Ooh. Let's go back to this. It's a lot that's flipping over for Kanye. I needed to hit the table, though, when it's coming to Kanye's energy, spirit. Okay, so we have... Things have not been the same. So I can read this two ways, or we can read this one of two ways. Nothing has been the same since Kanye's mother has left. He has not been the same. A lot in his life has not been the same. He has not experienced that kind of love, that kind of acceptance, that kind of, what do you call it? Will somebody love you just regardless of your rights and your wrongs? They know you in and out. They know when you mean the best of intentions, when you mean the ill of intentions, and they still F with you the long way. They still like you. They, you know, unconditional love. Yes. I feel like he has not felt that unconditional love and protection since his mother left. And I think that has been the domino that fell that has just started everything. The other thing this could be, he feels that his life has not been the same since he has coupled with, divorced from Kim. Music ain't been the same. I've been falling on tough times. And it feels like there is some financial concerns going on with him. Both of these speaks of kind of like hard times, financial ruin. You have not been in sync. You have not found your rhythm. You have been out of whack ever since. And it feels like a lot of this it could be stemming from two things. Two of the most important women in his life right now, outside of like his kids, one has gone on to a better place, and the other one is still very much here, but still have a lot of influence in his life. Let's see here. That's funny. I just started to think of Beyonce, and look what came out, the Queen of Roots. Honey, if she ain't a Virgo through and through. You know what? I also get intuitively, allegedly, I wonder if Kanye feels like he's made a wrong step ever since he fell into the Kardashian bed. Yep, and look, why is Jay and Beyonce coming up as aces to start us stuff? She's thinking about her money, her coinage, and he's very much like, you were getting in the way of my dreams, my hopes, my desires, the things that I wanted to get done. This is Jay, this is Beyonce. Meanwhile, Kanye is over here going through an emotional breakdown. No pun intended, okay? Okay, Shawanda, I'll ask that question as soon as I get to Kim Soo-hyun's part. I'm getting through this Jay-Z Kanye riff that's going on here. Yeah. Honestly, and I don't mean to like pick sides. I'm just trying to relate what I'm getting here, because I have no dog in this fight. I don't care. None of these people know me, don't care for me, don't know me from Adam. But it kind of feels like and I want other people to be mindful of this too. Grief does not have a time limit. Okay? Grief does not have a time limit. As much as you want the world to stop or people to slow down and care for you, the world is still going. And to me, it feels like Kanye is lashing out and doing all of this antics and the stuff that he's doing, and he's like pointing fingers at them, like blaming them, aka allegedly J and B, for a lot of the wrong stuff that has gone on in his life since, his world was flipped upside down with his mother and with the things going on with Kim. It seems like he's just like, he's not taking any of the blame for himself, and he instead is putting it on, he's blaming everybody else for the wrong choices he made. That's what it's giving, honestly. I think it's something is coming up about that whole plastic surgery thing that his mother was doing as well. I'm just gonna say, I don't know if Kim or if one of them recommended the doctor or something. I don't know. I feel like something like that is coming up. Mojo bag. See, why does justice and karma keep coming up for Jay's like energies or feelings towards Kanye? Like, what does he feel like he has not answered for? What karma does he feel like he has been avoiding? Or is it more so that Kanye feels like Jay-Z has not answered for some kind of karma? I always get so many cards trying to explode out for Kanye, and I just need like one or two. One or two cards, Spirit. Okay. Yep, coupling, partnerships. This is all coming. What is it about? What has Kim done to get under this man's skin? I don't think it's the Bianca thing. I think it's Kim. Oh, I can see why Beyonce feels this way. I'm gonna read the card. I'm gonna hold it up so you all can see it. It says Copperhead, deception, bad influences. She definitely much feels like he's a bad influence. That he is deceptive. That he could be manipulative. That he is ungrateful. That you are a snake in the grass, and I had to cut my grass because ain't no snake coming up in here. And notice also. If anybody is into hoodoo or any kind of magic, look at the items that is showing up in these pictures as well. Shoes are oftentimes a very powerful thing. Sprinkle a little something in somebody's shoe, send them on their way. People love to get a hold of shoes, turn the shoes towards doors, blah, blah, blah. You got a snake, always very powerful. Like, I would say animal when it comes to kind of like ritualistic stuff. And then you have a mojo bag. I'm not going to say it plainly, but I just want you all to notice the items that are coming up in this as well. It wouldn't be right if I didn't point that out. Just saying. Just saying. All right. If we don't have any more questions on this, I'm just going to wrap this up here. We're going to see what additional cards we're going to get on them. Let's see. Any additional messages, Spirit, that need to come out about this Kanye, Jay-Z, and Beyonce rifts. Ooh. Okay. You know, this one's first, where you raising a barn, when life gives you lemons. We have Over Yonder and Catching Lightning Bugs. Whew. What was Over Yonder again? Focus for anticipation. Okay. I do think there was a little business mixed up into this. Let me move this over so you all can see it's not hiding behind the picture. I do think there was a business deal involved in this as well. And I think that's the other reason why they're upset at Kanye. I think maybe they feel like he kind of backstabbed them in some kind of way. Is this for that Reebok deal? Because wasn't B and him both under, what's that, Reebok or Adidas? Allegedly Puma? It was somebody. She had Ivy, was it Ivy Park? And he had the Kanye, the Yeezys, whatever they called them. Is this going back to that? Did things really start to go sour with that? You do have the shoes card. It say partnership, coupling, but it could be dealing with that deal. I think this is something dealing with that business deal. And they pivoted and did what they had to do, and he didn't like it. Even though it kind of seems like he stepped out of line first, maybe. Like maybe they were all on some kind of like verbal agreement on something. Or maybe they had some kind of, they thought they were all on some kind of understanding maybe. And, or at least him and Jay were on some kind of common understanding, they thought. But they seen it or interpreted two different ways. And one went this way and the one went that way. And the friendship has not been the same since. And it's been hard for either one of them to talk because it's just a battle of egos. Nobody is going to admit that they were wrong. Catching lightning bugs. I'm just going to read this one thing that it deals with, which is everyday magic. Again, going back to the items that are sitting up here on the table. You have a shoe, snake, and a mojo bag. The hoodoo girlies get it. Okay? That's it. That's all. I think this is like most riffs. It started off with one thing, it snowballed into another, and now this snowball has picked up ice, sticks, rocks. It's the avalanche, and it has just destroyed this friendship. And I don't see this being repaired easily. I don't, you know, somebody is out there hoping that they get back on good terms. I think there's going to be a snowball's chance in hell. It feels like there has been too many transgressions, and it's too far gone now to kind of like pull it back. And nobody is willing to really admit fault. I think this, if they do make up, I think it's gonna be a ways down the road. But the way things currently stand right now, I do not see them making up. And I think Kanye, allegedly, I think he is pointing fingers at everybody else for everything that has gone wrong in his life and every choice he has made since then. And he's just blaming everybody else instead of trying to take blame for it. I think it's really giving only child energy. I don't know if he's an only child, but it's really giving only child energy. Like, you all are at fault for everything that go wrong. I don't have to take accountability for that. Like, it's giving only child energy. Very spoiled only child energy at that. I've never had to really work for anything, kind of only child energy. And you want to catch fault in everybody else and you don't see that your shit stank too. Okay? Mm. Mm. And I just think Jay and Beyonce was like, well, we're beyond that. We're moving on. We got business stuff to do. Yeah, something about that surgeon with his mom. Something about that coming up. But I don't want to be digging into that. Because my neck hurt. We're not doing that. Nah, I don't need nothing jumping on me. We're not doing that. All right, we're going to cleanse this face out. And we are going to get ready for Hyun, if I'm saying his name right. Because I see we have a couple of questions in the chat here for that. So I am going to get into reading that. I'm just going to cleanse this space out. So make sure I'm getting and connecting to what I need to here for this reading. If you all did miss that reading, I was kind of splitting hairs on that one. At least so far that we can tell. You know, this whole scandal has not wrapped up. For those of you who are not aware, Kim Soo-hyun is a very popular Korean actor who was caught up in a bit of a PDF file scandal, allegedly, okay, with one of his ex-label mates who recently self-exited. And a lot of people are assuming that he had some kind of connection to it. He was the reason for it, whether it was for kind of like financially manipulating her, or because secretly these two were dating when she was like 15 and he was 27, I think, allegedly. People are saying that. And so I did a reading on this, and I didn't know all of this was coming out at the time I did the reading. I did it with one of his other co-stars from It's a Show on Netflix called It's Okay to Not Be Okay. And found out that they had a little something dalliance going on. And apparently that relationship did not end on the best of terms, it seems like, at least from what I got in the reading. So I am going to do basically a part 2 on that here, because I do have a few questions in the chat. We are going to read on that. So let's see here. I want to make sure all the cards are like flipped the way they should be. So the first question, follow-up question is, I have to see who Dogwood. I have to see who Yea-J is, because that name is so familiar. I feel like I did a reading on them, but I have to. That's only I didn't skip over you because I didn't see your question. I kind of skipped over it just because I have to go back and refresh my memory on who that is, and I could do a reading on that. But for Kim Soo-hyun, the first question we have is, will he be able to get out of this scandal? Okay, let's look at that. Oh, Yea-J is the other girl I did the reading on. Okay. I was like, why does that name seem so familiar? Okay. Thank you, Chawanda. I understand now. So yes, dog, well, we can do Yea-J. We'll look into that as well. There'll be the other part to this reading as well. Oh, let me put the timestamp So you all know, try to add these as I go. Is it Sae-Ron? If I misspell this, I'll just go back and fix it afterwards, but I want to make sure I have the timestamps added, because I will forget afterwards and people will come back to this long, hour-long video and be like, I'm not scrubbing through all this, so I'm trying to add them as I go. So one more cleansing. Yes, bring it on in. Need to smoke. Yes. Come on, cleanse. So, again, will Kim Soo-hyun get out of this scandal? Will he overcome this scandal? Okay, that was a lot. I'm not going to read these. I'm not going to read these because it was too many. It was a book. These are a lot of dark and ominous cards. I'll tell you that. Just coming out. The Tower, the High Priestess. To me, it kind of feels like he's prolonging. Ooh, okay. This was sticking out, and I went to like throw it back in the deck, and I seen it was the Devil card. I'm gonna see if it comes out, but it's not looking good for your boy. I'll tell you that. What is this? Okay, I was kind of scared. To see it. Okay. Only thing that is giving me a modicum of hope for him, or the light at the end of the tunnel for him, is because we have the Six of Clubs here, and you see a celebration, Mardi Gras, happiness, partying, but it can also sometimes mean false victory. So on one hand, it could be, on the surface, everything looks like it's okay. It went smoothly. Things are great. It ended the way it should have. All the correct parties got they're just desserts. But it could be, hey, maybe some things behind the scenes. Maybe he paid some people to be quiet. This is all alleged. I want to put this out there. It could be a thing. This is all alleged. Maybe it could be a thing where Kim Soo-hyun, allegedly paid some people off to keep quiet or to make things disappear, whatever the case may be, that sometimes with the Six of Wands can relate to. But I'm going to go back to the beginning of this reading here, because I said we have a lot of like negative energy that's starting off here. To me, instantly, when I seen this High Priestess, and now that I know what I know, I wonder if this is the Sae-Ron girl, like her ghost, the public's blame, or blaming him for her self-exiting. If that's like just hunting him, it's just around him, it's not something he's going to be able to leave behind easily. Is dredging up a lot of things from his past, a lot of questionable things, and people is just putting him in a very negative spotlight. We also have the Tower here. And the Tower, if you don't know in tarot, it usually speaks to something that is you're eventually going to have a downfall. It's going to be something life-changing. It's going to be something that's going to turn your whole world upside down. But with it coming up reverse to me, it kind of feels like you're delaying the inevitable. Like you need to just address it. You need to let it happen and move on. Okay? And then we also have the Five of Cups here, the Five of Blues, which is usually dealing with grief, letting things go, sadness, So this could be just pertaining to how he is feeling emotionally. Going back to your other question, Shawanda, on how is he feeling right now, Kim Soo-hyun. I think he is feeling very disheartened and maybe like upset. Maybe, what's the other word? Allegedly, all of this is alleged again. Maybe he's feeling like, I don't know how he will be surprised at how easy the public can change their mind when it comes to a narrative. Like, people easily change their mind when certain things are revealed. You get what I'm saying? And it kind of feels like he feels, the word I want to say is like betrayed. I feel betrayed by the public. And I don't know why he would feel that way unless, again, you know, he's supposedly South Korea's sweetheart or whatever. You know, he's the highest paid actor. People love him, blah, blah, blah. And I guess he's just wondering, like, how could people change on me this quickly? How could the public change on me this quickly? And it shouldn't come as a surprise. Like, what's happening here? And again, I keep getting something about him wanting to move on. Like, I've said this a couple of times, and maybe the first reading I did on him, I kept getting something where it seems like, oh, okay, wait. I know why I keep getting that. He has to deal with Disney, right? Don't he? Don't Kim Soo-hyun has to deal with Disney? Isn't he working on something right now with Disney? I wonder if that's why that keeps coming up, because I keep getting something about him traveling or wanting to break out into different markets, and maybe that's what that is. And I just realized he has to deal with Disney. I could have sworn I heard something about him doing some kind of movie deal with Disney. I thought. I could be wrong. I could be thinking about the wrong person. Ooh, he had the 7 of Roots here. Do y'all look at all the plaques and the awards and stuff in the back? It's like, do y'all not know who I am? Do y'all not understand like how hard I worked to get here? And then the Ace of Wands. Ooh, and the Ace of Roots. I think this is kind of like speeding up some stuff he has wanted to change about living in South Korea in the first place. Whether he's leaving to just kind of like get away from all the scandal and whatnot. Again, it's delaying the process. He needs to address it. But it seems like, in a way, at least on the surface, allegedly, things are going to work out for him. That's what it looks like. Whether the allegations are true or not, it feels like, yeah, things are very hard right now. It's tumultuous. Things ain't looking good. But they are going to, or he and his team or whatever, are going to make sure nothing gets in the way of their money. Sorry, not sorry. It seems like they're going to make some things shake and bake to make it work. Okay, I need to hone in on this High Priestess in reversed energy here for Kim Soo-hyun. Why is this coming up? Something about this is bugging me. What is this? This Wild Violet, self-actualization and individuality. Why would that be coming up for him? Wild Violets. When I think of Wild Violets, I just think of resiliency, but I do think he is not happy with how this is like playing out right now. I do think he's very upset with that. Abundant willpower. I also, the other thing I think of with kudzu, if you don't know, this is kind of, I think it's a Chinese plant. It's not native here to America, but you see it a lot over kind of like the Appalachian area here, and it's very invasive. It will root into something and just take over. And this coming up with the Tower card makes me feel like, I don't think, again, I think on the surface, out front, in front of things, it's going to look like Kim Soo-hyun is going to emerge victorious. But I don't think the scandal is ever going to freaking leave him. I think it's going to kind of follow him like a ghost. I don't think it's ever going to quite leave. Because I think it's just going to be something where people are going to be like, it's not, maybe, what's kind of like the word? maybe it's going to kind of turn into like an urban legend kind of thing. That's kind of like what it feels like. Like, oh, we don't really have proof to say that it didn't happen. We don't really have proof to say that it did happen. But what we do know is that a lot of things, there's not a lot of coincidences here. Like, a lot of this seems like it could very much be true. You're still going to have people who talk about it. It's going to follow him for the remainder of his time in Hollywood. That's what I think of when I see kudzu. Just very invasive, does not leave. You have to like burn it and torch it off, and it just comes right back. Like, kudzu does not leave. I think they're gonna try to get to the rumor, to the bottom of the rumor, try to discredit a lot of people, so people have second guess and try to change the narrative. But it's still gonna be like, okay, but you're still not explaining whether you did or not. You haven't come out and outright said no. And I think that's gonna be the thing. A lot of people just gonna be like, oh, you did it. Then we have opossum, and notice this is coming up in reverse. But notice what the opossum says. It says diversity. The word here is plurality. And I think of somebody who is like two-faced. 31, 30, and 37. Ones and threes here. Starting over. Trying to make things work with somebody. You can't tell me they are trying to do damage control for sure. As they should. That's what he pays them for. I do believe he is part owner of Gold Medalist, the company that he's under. Okay, and then we have Live Oak, longevity and reliability. All of his cards came up in reverse. I just want to note that as well. All of his oracle cards so far has come up in reverse. Okay? And if you don't know what that means, pretty much all of the stuff that the cards say, think of the opposite, or like it's a delay on these things happening. So the Live Oak says longevity and reliability coming up in reverse. Longevity, but he's supposed to be getting out of this with the Six of Wands. You're supposed to be laying on your laurels here. Everything is supposed to be working out. You're supposed to be celebrating, but it's not going to last long. And I remember at the beginning of this, I said, it feels like he's delaying something from happening that needs to happen. Like you are trying to delay something here and it's going to happen. You think it's a hit storm, Shawanda? I don't know. Whether it is or not, I think it's going to stick to him though. Because I don't think it's anything he could really do, allegedly, to just kind of like completely discredit it either. It just feels like a lot of stuff just align too well. You know what I'm saying? And I think people are still going to attach him to it. And then you're just going to have some people who don't like him and they just are going to throw dirt on him regardless, whether he's proven innocent or not. But you can't worry about those people. Oh. And let's see what else. Let's see if we get any more insight on whether or not he's going to get out of this. How this scandal is going to end for him. If there's an end to this scandal. Whatever floats your boat, fulfillment, enthusiasm, follow your bliss and your money. He is about his money. He is about his projects. He is about doing him. Again, with the votes coming up here, and I kept getting something about him moving on as it is, I would not be surprised if he probably steps away from like doing Korean movies and dramas or something like that for a minute to do foreign films in a sense. Just fell off a turnip truck. Naivety, obliviousness, inexperience, study and apprenticeship needed. Catching lightning bugs again here. Simple pleasures, secret wish, everyday magic, happiness. He is so unhappy right now. I can just imagine, because how much we're hearing it here in the US, I can only imagine how big it is in Korea. Like, he just can't escape it. And that might be part of the reason why he's like, I'm trying to find my inner calm. Don't get your feathers ruffled. His feathers is already ruffled. It's too late. It's too late. So again, answering two of your questions in one, Shawanda. Not very happy. Very unsettled. Yeah. Not feeling at peace. Kind of feeling anxious. Yeah, it just, ooh, what is this other one? Kiss My Grits? Somebody wants him to pay. I will give you that, Shawanda. Somebody wants him to pay. Because again, I just don't see this. It's like, it's sticking to him like mud. I don't see this like washing off very easily. Something about this is just like too convenient. It doesn't seem like it's just gonna wash off very easily. And let's look at whether or not if the grooming rumors are actually true. Let's see. I know that's a big one people are wondering. Again, when I did this reading on him and Yea-J, I did not know, like, I kept feeling like it was her, and it still could be. Some stuff still could roll out. Not wishing anything on her, but I don't think this is the end of it. I feel like there's still some more gonna come out. I don't know. I feel like some more is gonna come out about this situation, about these three. Okay, let's see here. Ooh, what is this? Rider-Waite. I have a couple cards I flipped over here. King of Axes and the King of Jazz. Ooh. I'm not gonna tell y'all what I'm getting. Let me get the cards and see if that's what it's meant. What is this one? The AI. Okay, the world. And I just have to know these other two. We have the devil and the axis. The three of hearts come up. I'm going to tell you this without even like reading the cards. Intuitively, I don't think necessarily grooming is the word. I think it's more so, maybe is it like idolization, maybe your infatuation that you had with me. I think he utilized that, if that makes sense. Again, intuitively, what I'm picking up on, I don't think grooming is the word. I think it's more so along the lines of, I know you're infatuated with me. I know you idolize me, and I'm going to use that to allegedly, I'm going to utilize that to have you do what I want you to. And I think that's more so what it is. And it could have been, per se, it could have been certain situations or instances or whatnot that people could have misinterpreted as grooming, but I think it was more so him just exercising his stardom, her like of him in order for things to kind of go his way. That's what I'm picking up on. Just before even reading the cards, just kind of like what I'm getting while shuffling. The thing with the Knight of Jazz coming up here, I wonder if this is Sae-Ron, because this is usually someone who is kind of like younger in age, fiery spirit, you know, have all the love in the world for something, have a lot of fire behind them, kind of like very go-getter, very spirited, very active, etc., etc. But it's coming up in reverse, which makes it, that's what makes me think it's Sae-Ron. Again, I don't know where her sign is. Usually sometimes the Knight of Wands is dealing with, or any of the Wands cards is usually dealing with your fire elemental zodiacs. So your Leos, your Aries, your Sagittarius. I don't know what her sign is again, but it's coming up in reverse. It makes me feel like it's her. We have the Papa card here, which is the Emperor, also coming up in reverse. So I wonder if there was something here. Usually when I think of the Emperor, especially when it come up in reverse, is usually someone who is abusing their power, abusing their position, their station in order to rule over others. Can be someone who's a bit overbearing, someone who, again, just abuses their powers, their station, their connections, etc. And then we have the Hermit here, and the Hermit usually speaks to someone who is, I usually think of someone who is like someone who can be wise, very aware of what's going on. They're very in tuned and aware of their self. They can be someone who is also kind of like isolated from the public. Like they're not what you call it, an introvert per se, but they just kind of know how to go about handling things when they are in public spaces, and they feel quite at home when they're by themselves. And then we have the Judgment card, which in this deck is called the Aeon, which is usually like you are kind of like, it's a spiritual awakening. You are being called to task, things sort of kind of like being revealed. I also kind of like think of karma as well. Things are coming home to roost is the other word I would like to think of when I see the Aeon. So to me, this is just like reaffirming what I was saying. I don't think grooming per se is the word here. I think it's more so he just utilized his influence, his position, his money, his wealth, his stardom, whatever it was, her idolization of him, whatever the case may be, in order to influence a lot of her decisions or to have her do what he wanted. And again, sometimes people could misinterpret that or interpret that as grooming, but I don't think it's necessarily grooming. I would say that's more so along the lines. Um, you changed the third party. So was Sae-Ron the third party in their relationship? You can see that. That is the other question that I have in the chat here. Let's see. Let's see. Again, okay, we have the eight. It's not another card. Okay. And then what is it? Okay, I had a whole book fall. Okay, so we have Pool, the Roots. I always get something about money with them. Hard times come along. She blamed him for hard times. She also has the Fool here as well. This is for Yea-J. Yeah, I'm reading on these two now to see kind of like what was their feelings dealing with Kim Soo-hyun Dogwood. Ooh, this isn't boding well. Okay, these are the cards I got for her that flipped over in my hand. We have the Three of Swords. If you don't know, that's heartbreak, getting over a heartbreak, a delayed heartbreak, a heartbreak in the making. We also have the Two of Cups. This usually speaks to partnership, cooperation, collaboration, things like that, but it's coming up reverse, somebody you don't want to deal with. And then we also have the Two of Roots. I had to make a choice here on which way to go. Would I rather deal with hard times or like, you know, money being funny and stuff like that because we're in a relationship or not? I don't think there's strong feelings of dislike towards him, but I do think she was kind of like, I gotta make the choice that's right for me in my career, and this ain't it. And this goes back to explain why I was getting in that reading I did on him, on Kim Soo-hyun and Yea-J. I kept getting something about don't where you eat, and now I'm understanding why I was getting that going back. I didn't know these two were on the same label and they allegedly had something going on as well. It's kind of like, or at least had feelings for each other. Yeah, don't where you eat. It could get messy. I mean, it work out for some people, but if things go wrong, it can really go wrong. Let's see if Sae-Ron is the energy between the two. Let's see. Okay, you see, it's on my wrist. Ooh, stage fright. Why would she get stage fright between the two? Did she feel... Was it competition? Look, we also have the Three of Roots here. And sometimes this can feel like... Okay, so I would say one part of this, if the relationships didn't overlap, I do think they're, you know, allegedly, some people believe that, you know, these three had a triangle. But I would say, if anything, I wonder if if Sae-Ron seen Yea-J as like competition when it came to work. Because with the Three of Roots here, you know, you're all on this, I don't know if they all were on the same, under this at gold medalist or whatever at the same time. I'm not sure. But I wonder if there was a thing here where they were like competing. Did she want to be? I want to be where the people are. I'm sorry, I didn't get it right. I wonder, did CEO Yea-J beat her out for the role for It's Okay to Not Be Okay? I could be reaching here. I just wonder if she wanted to play a love interest beside him. I don't know if they played anything together. You know, let me know down in the comments. But I do think there was probably some competitiveness for business. Maybe not so much for love, but I do think business for sure. She comes up as a stage fright card. I don't know if, again, I wish somebody from South Korea, somebody who knows a little something, could tell me, because I want to know if this inkling I'm getting is correct. I don't know if these two was going against each other for a role to play besides Kim Soo-hyun or something. That's kind of like what it feels like. But I could be wrong. I'm okay with that too. It could be stuff behind the scenes more so. Who knows? Who wanted to be the golden girl, you know, the star celebrity on gold medalist. Who knows? That could be more so what it is. I'm trying to tailor my expectations here and not get all in the weeds of the juiciness. Oh yes, my random singing. Yes, it just came to mind. I was just like, oh, okay. Here go that Blackberry again. And notice where it landed. Agency and independence. She wanted to get away from gold medalists. See, you are not going to, I don't know what transpired. She was trying to get the heck out of gold medalists. I don't know what it is. It comes up every time I do a reading on her. Something was not kosher or was gelling well for her there. Or, you know, maybe she was trying to make certain moves. I do know she did go through a slight scandal with her divorce or whatever, her husband. She was trying to get up out of there. You are not going to tell me now. That's not what's happening. I don't care if she herself said no. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. She was running up out of there. Why he keeps coming up as a raccoon? Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Curiosity and perseverance. Y'all take that how y'all want to take that. I'm pulling cards. I ain't got nothing to do. All right, let's see what we about to get here for Sae-Ron, because why is she coming up as a stage fright? Circumstances of your own making here with the Eight of Swords. What is this meaning for her? You can give me some insight into what this means for Sae-Ron. Let's see. Renewal, ritual, renewal. This kind of do look sad. Let me not say that. The underlying here is communication, roots, influence, and support. And what else? We have wealth and prosperity. Something makes me feel like everything is in culture over there at that label. I don't know. Something ain't right in the water. Any further info spirit you can give me on this alleged love triangle going on with Sae-Ron, Hyun, and Yea-J. Okay, hotter than blue blazes. Whatever floats your boat. Notice some of these same cards are like coming up over and over again. And let's see, kiss my grits. No, thank you. Walk away. That's Yea-J all day. I'm sorry. You're not gonna convince me. It's not. Okay, kiss my grits. That's her all day. I'm sorry. Self-respect, strength. I want to know what happened, but I don't want to be 30 minutes getting in the middle of this. Like, hotter than blue blazes, passion, sensuality, longing, instant crush. I do, again, I feel like there were some feelings going on between these two for sure. Again, I'm not picking up on a love triangle, but I am picking up on a business triangle of some sort. There was some kind of, I guess you can say, not a pyramid scheme, but some kind of like power pyramid that was going on in gold medals. Like with most places, you know, you had your top actor and the manager, and you have somebody who's like a B-roll actor, and then you have the newbie. And I do think Sae-Ron, at least from what I'm getting on this energy, and not to speak ill of the dead, because this is something we all go through, but I do think she suffered from self-esteem issues, I would say, is a thing. I think she was struggling to feel like, I don't know, maybe she was talented or she was good enough in some kind of way. I do think that's probably where some of the stage fright is, some of the renewal, and she never kind of bounced back from it. I do think there's also something here with the scandal with her as well. Not sure where I'm picking that from, but I wonder if there was something personally for her that she was also suffering with. But I do think she really suffered with like self-esteem issues, self-worth. Like she was really trying to figure herself out. I don't know how old, young she was when she decided to exit stage, but she was definitely in like a troubled space, and that's something I'm kind of like getting from her. I don't pick up on love triangle. I pick up on more so there was some business dealings that kind of just did not work out right. And I would say at most what I'm getting, if there was any kind of like amorous feelings here, I think it was more so she felt intimidated by her, but it's because she liked him. It's kind of like when you're a teenager and you like an older guy, but you are intimidated by the woman who is like in his stratosphere, who you think can like meet up to him, and you kind of feel intimidated by that. That's more so what it feels like. It don't feel like it was anything deeper than that. It just kind of feels like, hey, I liked you, but I also respect her as like an artist or whatever, but I don't like the two people that I look up to or like are together. But I'm also intimidated by it because I'm young and what do I know, whoop-de-woo. That's more so the energy. Hopefully that answered your question. To me it feels more so like business intimidation. Again, as I said earlier, I don't think he groomed necessarily. I think he just used his status to kind of like woo Sae-Ron, if that makes sense. So that answered all of your questions, I think, Shawanda, for what I got for the first part. Dogwood, how does Yea-J feel about Hyun with this scandal? And what more secrets is he hiding? Okay. They said Yea-J was bad to her staff there? Oh, gold medalist was setting her up. Okay. That's a lot of juiciness. I wish I had some tea right now because I would be because that's interesting. I have heard that before, but I was like, why would her team do her like that? But it seems to be a common thing some labels do, or management companies do. You know what, Shawanda? It's funny you mentioned something about ABORTION, because I picked up on something about that in my reading that I did on Kim Soo Hyun and Yea-J, but I thought it was dealing with her. Again, I was splitting a lot of hairs in that one because I wasn't sure where the energy was coming from. But that if that's true, maybe I was just picking up on the rumor. Hopefully that it isn't true, um but yeah, I did pick up on that when I was doing that reading. You can go back and watch it. I did pick up on something about that. I was like, and I called that out. But I said it was on Yea-J. I'll admit that. I didn't think it was Sae-Ron, but that could have been the energy I was picking up on. And that would be crazy. I wasn't even thinking about her, but a lot of stuff it seemed I was picking up on was the scandal that was going on with Hyun. But I didn't know when I was doing the reading. I was just relaying what I was getting. Let's see. What was the other part of this question I was doing again? If there's any more secrets that Hyun has with his friendship. I think that last reading I did pretty much tells you what the relationship is between Hyun and Yea-J. I don't think they're on the best of terms, at least on her end. And I would think if what I'm getting from these readings that I've been doing on them, I think she kind of feels like he has something to do with maybe some of her downfall. And maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but it still seems that he still has some kind of like amorous feelings for her. There's still some kind of like liking there. I was scared too when I was doing their reading, when I got all them cards at the end. I promise you it's a good one. Because y'all know a heck of a lot more than me, and I was just picking up on energy. So some of that stuff in that reading will probably make more sense to you, Shawanda, than it did me when I was reading it at the time. Because I was like, what am I picking up on? Let's see here. Let's see, is there any more secrets that's gonna come out about Kim-Soo Hyun? Okay. Any more secrets? Hopefully this is something respectful, Spirit. I don't want to have it be anything where I'm ratting somebody out, okay? Okay, so here we go with that Night of Jazz again. Do anybody know Sae-Ron's zodiac? Like, what is her zodiac? What is her? I need to know. Oh, okay. Let's see here. Whoa. Any other secrets that are going to come out? Okay. I said this before and I'll say it again. Do anybody know about his relationship with his mother? Because I feel like in the first reading I did about him, I feel like there was something I was getting up about an older woman in his life then. And I feel like that's coming up here again. I don't know who this, it feels like an older woman, but I could be splitting hairs here, but it feels like it's an older woman. And then we have the star here and the roots coming up in reverse. Hard up for money. She's a Leo. Oh, is this somebody from his past? Six of Roots. Night of Jazz. If Dogwood, if you're right, she's a Leo. Is it something more? I said something more about the scandal was going to come out. Because the Six of Roots can also deal with the past. Things from when you were younger. Her. I don't know how long her and Kim-Soo Hyun have been like in relation with one another. Is there going to be some more information that's going to come out? Allegedly. Is there going to be more information probably coming out about the whole, again, she suffered some kind of scandal that he knows about, I feel. Or maybe everybody knows about it. I feel like there's something here where, if what I'm picking up on, I think there's something here where with money that he kind of like helped her out with in the past or something. And I feel like it's going to be more information coming out about that, I wonder. Or it's going to be more rumors or something coming out about that. Knight of Axes, somebody who can be kind of quick and cruel with their spending here. The Five of Wands is kind of, hey, I'm helping you, but am I really helping you or am I helping myself? Something about this field, going back to that raccoon card he got. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's something, it feels like emotional manipulation for business dealings. I'll put it that way. And then the Queen of Blues. Why do I keep getting, it feels like it's a thing, a two-sided situation here. Like, I don't know why. I feel like it's something about his mom. I don't know. And then the other part just feels like it's something with Sae-Ron and some kind of like money situation he helped her out with, or something she helped him out with when money was tight. I don't know. I don't know. This feels like two pronged. I'm gonna move this out the way. I would say she's giving Leo energy from what I got between her and Yea-J and Hyun earlier in that reading, of just kind of like she was struggling to find herself and not being in the spotlight, because that's one thing a Leo can't stand, not being in the spotlight. I would say that. I don't know about all this other stuff. I'm not going to call her, unfortunate demise or whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to say that's her trying to ask for attention. I'm not going to go that far. But I do think while she was alive and struggling to kind of like find herself and find her step, I do think she definitely was giving some Leo energy there. And that would explain why I keep getting this Knight of Wands in reverse as well. What else? What other scandal? Sorry. Okay, dismantling ugly truths. Did she have it out for him? Hold on, let me get the rest of these cards and see. That's funny. Dogwood. Hey, Dogwood. Dogwood blossom, sacrifice, and rebirth. Communication, prophecies. Ooh, yeah, it's something else supposed to be coming out. Oh, yes, it's something else supposed to be coming out. I don't think this is done yet. Dashed hope, mourning, longevity, and reliability. I'm gonna tell you what I first got, and this could be she had a financial problem and had to deal with the agency, and they are pressuring her to pay the debt. Oh, they were pressuring her to pay the debt. Okay. So maybe that's probably, I'm not saying, it feels like there is kind of like a vendetta here. If it's to be believed, this is her energy. There's something she really wanted to reveal about him. It kind of does feel, Shawanda, like she's like, okay, I know one way to reveal a lot of stuff about you, and I'm willing to do the ultimate thing to do so, because maybe other people wouldn't have believed her if she didn't take it to such an extreme. I don't want to say that. I don't know a better way to kind of word that, but I do think there was something she definitely wanted to reveal about his character that people maybe overlooked or just played off or whatever the case may be, and she wanted people to take a closer look. I feel like that's part of it here. Okay, now this is kind of getting into the heavy territory. With the crow being here, and this speaking of mourning, again, I keep getting something. It could be two things here, and I hope it's not true. I don't know if his mom allegedly is in bad health or something like that, or something's going on, or this could be dealing with Sae-Ron and her untimely passing with the crow. And I think that's probably why this is never kind of going to go away. It's going to steady kind of resurface. It's going to stick to him like mud, because people are just like, nobody would go to such an extreme if it wasn't some truth to this or some severity to this. What is what? Oh my God, what is that? So I think it's just going to be more that's going to come out and pile on about this rumor, or it's going to be like adjacent things that's like, hey, well, this so-and-so person had this same issue with him. It can't be a coincidence. This has happened 2 or 3 times. Like, it just kind of feels like that. So the prophecies with the star card, it just makes me feel like, oh, baby, one way or another is coming out. And I was getting this earlier on him. It feels like you're delaying something from happening, and it's going to happen, babe. You might as well just, like, confront it head on. It's going to happen. It's going to get out. Whatever this is. I don't know what it is. Whatever you're trying to hold on tight to, it's going to get out. Like, you're just going to have to, you're going to have to roll with the punches. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what it is, but it's going to come out. So you might as well be ahead of the story and control the narrative, because it's coming one way or another. It's kind of giving, can I say that? I don't know how many of you all seen 13 Reasons, but it's kind of giving 13 Reasons. Like, even after I'm gone, you still gonna hear my story. I have fail safes. I got tapes on top of tapes that you gonna find and see. I'm not crazy. Like, you gonna see and hear my side of things. You're gonna hear my truth. And in my passing, it's just gonna make it worse. You know, and I also noticed the birds, it's 2 birds here. It's a lot of birds and trees. Connection, communication, things from the other side. It's getting 13 Reasons. I mean, nobody's perfect, but I would say, I don't know what it is, but something makes me feel like, I don't know how long she has known him, but I think she has known him a significant amount of time, and she knows some things about him that if it were to get out in the public, people would see him differently. And I think she wanted to reveal that when he started to, or when she felt, allegedly, you know, he started to turn on her even. And I think she's like, I'm going to destroy you the best way I know how. Like, it really feels like that. And I wonder, maybe I keep getting something about his mom, because maybe it's something like, maybe his mom is his Achilles heels. Maybe it's something dealing with his mom that's going to get divulged. But I don't know. I'm just a girl on the internet shuffling cards. We gonna see. We gonna see. I think it's gonna come out one way or another. I don't think there's no way he can avoid this. It's coming out one way. Look, raining cats and dogs, calling the kettle black, and barking up the wrong tree. There's something he isn't. It's temporary intensity. This too shall pass. Calling the kettle black, hypocrisy, projections, similarity. And then you have barking up the wrong tree, dead end, stalemate, not now, perspective shift needed, lack of clarity. There's something else that's going to come out about this scandal. And I would bet 5 cents is something dealing with his family, if not his good boy reputation. I'm willing to bet 5 cents on it. Like, yeah, like, I don't know. Because when I see trees oftentimes in a lot of stuff, and you got this abandoned plantation card here, like dealing with home, things not being right on the home front, something not being right in your family, it just makes me, trees make me think of like family, branches, lines, something dealing with family. It's gonna crop up. It's coming up. And I don't think we're going to have to wait that long for it either. I do think it's something more is going to come out about this whole scandal, or about him. It may not be necessarily on this scandal, but I think it's just going to be more mud coming out about him. Let's see. Was there any more questions on Kim Soo-hyun that I... Oh, Soo Lee. Okay, so I vaguely remember hearing about this. Oh, you do want a reading on gold medalists? Yeah, I'm just like, that's going to be a deep reading because I know it's going to be a lot coming out about that. Maybe his dad. Maybe. It's something makes me feel like he's probably going to deal with his family. His family going to now get involved in it or something. You know what? Isn't it him and his cousin who run gold medalists? I thought I heard that. No? And I'm going to leave it there. Allegedly. Allegedly. I'm going to just leave it there. Maybe I'm splitting hairs again. I'm focusing on the wrong person because I'm looking at the cards and it's like it's a woman, but maybe it's a guy. You can't get hooked on what the look of it is. Maybe it's gonna be something about that. We'll see. Because again, I feel like it's coming out. Whatever it is, it's coming out one way or another. So let's look into this Suli allegations. Ooh. Ooh, okay. So I don't know if this fell out first or not. We have the Fool. Oh, okay. Who built gold medalists? Okay. So we have the Fool, we have the Sun, and then we have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, that Seven of Wands make me feel like gossip, rumors, defending oneself. We have the Sun here, things being revealed. It can deal with happiness, things working out like they should. The Fool card, making the wrong misstep, naivete, childishness. What's the underlying cards here? We have the Queen of Axes coming up in reverse, mind you. I don't know what Soli's zodiac is, but usually the Queen of Axes, the cards on the royal cards, the court cards don't always have to speak to a person. I always call them kind of like a noun, person, place, or things. So, but typically it does deal with people who are air signs. So think your Libras, your Aquariuses, your Geminis. I don't know what her zodiac is, but maybe this is her or not. It could be him because I do know he's an Aquarius. We do have King of Roots here. So this is usually somebody who is very much wealthy, well off financially, somebody who may be abusing their wealth. They are very materialistic. Usually when it comes up in reverse, this is your earth signs, your Virgos, your Capricorns, your Tauruses here. And then we also have, here we go with that third party again, with the Three of Blues or Three of Cups coming up. And this is usually speaking to some kind of disharmony going on in a relationship or a group. I'm just reading the cards because I'm not sure, I'm not too familiar on what happened with the situation. So I'm reading the cards and hopefully we can, something what I'm saying here, maybe you know more about it than I do. So I'm just reading the cards off here until I get some kind of intuitive hit, because I'm not too familiar with the Soli and whole scandal portion. So I'm going to really relay on the cards for this to see what I'm getting. I would say right now, the big glaring card for me in this reading is the Seven of Clubs, because to me that feels like fending off rumors. She's an Aries. Okay. It feels like fending off rumors, feeling defensive. Seems like there's a lot of fire sign women around him that seem to just Because she's an Aries, Sully is an Aries, Yea-J, I think she's an Aries. And if it's to be believed, Sae-Ron is also a Leo. What is it with all the fire woman? He don't have the best of luck right now. Allegedly. Like it's not looking good. There's a pattern here. Sir? Energy, Cosmos, the Fool, Grotto, Treasure Trove, kind of another word I'm thinking of. Ooh, oh, okay. I had a lot of cards explode here. 1 second. Let's see if I can grab a ball. Oh, they blew all over the place. Okay. So we have the conch shell dealing with homecoming and afterlife. The blessed child, purity and innocence. What is it with all the deathly like cards? What? I figured he was going to take up a large portion of this because I know a lot of people were still interested and had a lot of follow-up questions. So I'm not mad at it. I'd rather get it all out now. Abandoned plantation, again, dismantling truth, something from the past, something about his home life. Roots, influence, support, teamwork, the nest of wasps, and then we have that kudzu again. Abundant growth and willpower. This purity, lost innocence is bugging me. Conch shell, homecoming and afterlife. Why sound like the SpongeBob? Don't judge me, y'all. Okay, the sun card coming in with different. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Mojo bag. Mojo bag. Ooh, justice, karma with the sun. Is that the other part of this candle that's gonna come out from his past? X, division and lessening. And then we have salamander, which is reinvention and infinity. And we also have the armadillo basket, grounding, fierce protection, agency, and independence. Y'all, just tell me, let me know if I'm crazy. But is she going to be the other part of this scandal that's supposed to be coming out from his past? Because remember earlier I was saying, I feel like it's something dealing with the older woman. I don't know if she was older than him at the time, but it would make sense why the energy was coming through as like an older woman because it's somebody from his past that has passed on. And I'm wondering, is that why it's coming through? Is she supposed to be the other shoe that's dropping? It's supposed to be more coming out about that? What is it with the woman in Kim Soo-hyun's life? Like, allegedly. It's supposed to be, what is something supposed to be coming out about this? Or am I picking up on like afterlife energy where she's like, yeah, I'm glad somebody was like revealing some things about him. It could be Sae-Ron I'm getting in this too, but I think it's something he, again, okay, intuitively, this is not something I'm exactly getting from the card. I don't know. Again, I'm not familiar with this scandal, y'all, but I do wonder if there's something here, again, kind of like on this same line with Sae-Ron, where, hey, you were doing this and this, or you rubbed your arm that one way on this set, so we think you were grooming kind of thing, but it wasn't that. It was like, hey, kid, good job. I wonder if there's something here with the Soli situation where something he said or did could be interpreted or misinterpreted as him being involved in some kind of way, or people like holding on to that and being like, well, you were the reason why. And it's like, okay, it was a bunch of other things, but maybe what I did or said was like the straw that broke the camel's back. And I can't admit to that one thing without being blamed for the entire thing. Like, that's almost what it feels like intuitively. Intuitively. Self-love, relaxation, replenishment. Why would that be coming up? If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. You know what I'm about to compare this to? And nope, I'm not going to do that. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Just, I would say in America, there has been a big celebrity here that has recently been incarcerated because of, you know, parties that people have heard rumored about several times over the years. This kind of feels something along those lines. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it feels exactly the same, like it's something along that, but it just kind of feels like, oh, you know, to the public, you present this one way, but behind doors, there's a lot of skeletons there. That's more so what I'm leaning into. Not saying like he's as like horrible as the person that I'm referring to here in America, but it kind of seems like on some same duality energy. I would say that when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Optimism, perseverance, opportunity, creativity, and genius. What? The lemon cards make me feel like it's something dealing with the marketing. I don't know how. Okay, so they were, correct me, were they in a movie together or something, right? When she passed away? Was it something about the marketing for that maybe can be seen as distasteful? What is this? And then we have Stumping Grounds, origin, nostalgia, memories, tradition, tribute, visit, past connection. Something from the past with this girl is gonna come back up if it haven't already. Yeah, this, when life gives you lemons, make you feel like it's something with the marketing, or maybe like the way the PR was handled afterwards. That is like, shady boots. You're shady boots. Y'all want to know what this underlying card is? Lipstick on a pig. And what does that say? Cover up, trickery, superficiality, expialidocious, frivolity, okay, foolishness, look closer. Here we go with that dead end, stalemate, lack of clarity, perspective shift needed. And what else? Kindness, tender care, charm, beauty, flirtation, and delicious experiment. Now, hold on. Them peaches is giving me some hesitancy. It's getting juicier. Oh my gosh. Y'all, what did I get me into? I have to pull on this, and I'm gonna let you know what I get. I want to pull on this. Hold on, because that peaches is giving me hesitancy. Oh, I left a card off to the side. Hold on, shuffle you in here too. Oh, it was 18 plus rated. What? So did they just like market her a lot afterwards, even though it was an 18 plus rated thing? Is that why people are upset? What the? I don't know. I feel like hearing them. I don't know. I feel like with stuff like this, some people would be like, no, well, we're not going to release the movie. Or they would have it go straight to like tape or something like that. Or they would keep it in the vault because it was too soon after the person passing. I don't know. That's a little grimy. Now this part of the reading that I'm about to do is scaring me. Let's see what I get. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I gotta concentrate. I gotta concentrate. This one is 2. Okay, this one is coming out with rhythm. Okay. All right. I'm not ready to divulge yet. Hold on, but I'm doing this reading on. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm getting this right. What I'm picking up on. I need a bit more insight here. I will say one thing. He is giving James Dean energy. I'll say that. Freaking heartbreaker. God. All right. Let me stop breathing. Okay. Here was this opossum and this wild card. Jesus. Okay, I copied that. Sorry. Hello, Mario. Okay, it's so much that want to come out. I just want 1 or 2 more cards, and then I'll tell you what I'm getting. Okay, this keeps sticking out. What is this? Ooh, and that kind of confirms it for me. And that would explain why he would be trying to keep this so quiet, allegedly. I'm going to rock with these 2 cards that fell out at the end as well. So I'm going to tell you what I was doing the reading on. You missed a whole lot, Marielle. I am going to try my best to catch you up. Right now, we are in the juicy bits of the Kim Soo-hyun scandal, and there were a couple of questions on that. And so I am doing a reading on Kim Soo-hyun and the allegations and rumors around him and Soli. Before that, we were doing the reading on Kim Soo-hyun and Sae-Ron and Yea-J. I hope I'm pronouncing their names correctly. So yes, now we are catching up on this part of the reading I wanted to do because I wanted to see, well, chat wanted to see what is the connection between Kim Soo-hyun and Soli. And so I decided to do that reading because we were looking at whether or not he was actually at fault for Soli. And I don't get necessarily at fault, but I do think that he probably paid a piece to it. But something about the reading made me feel like, okay, I need to look at the relationship of Kim Soo-hyun and Soo-lee. And so I pulled cards for that. And I do think it's a little juicy. I think it's a little juicy. And notice that this mantling, this abandoned plantation is coming up again. And I kept saying I feel like it's probably something dealing with the older woman, something from his past that Sae-Ron knows about. I wouldn't be surprised if Sae-Ron knows something about maybe his side of things or what really happened between him and Soo-lee. That's what I'm getting. Whether that's fact or not, I don't know. But I feel like maybe there's something she knows, or she thought she knows, or she thought she knew about this situation. And I think that could be the reason why some things are kind of like not the best. And I think it's dealing with this Soo-lee situation. Notice we have the pair of shoes, and I was alluding to him being kind of like a James Dean character. Notice that we have these three cards here. I want to show you. You have the Ace of Blues, Ace of Cups, the Three of Hearts, or the Three of Axes, and then you also have the pair of shoes, which reads coupling and partnership. Yes, the coupling and partnership can deal with their on-screen chemistry, but I do think there was something allegedly more. Allegedly. And I think that may be the other reason why he probably doesn't want people kind of going back and revisiting it. Okay, still, even if she was younger than him, it could explain the reason why I'm saying like it feels like older woman energy, because if it's something where I'm picking up on her passed over kind of energy. Like it would still be like, okay, to me it would feel older because it's somebody on the other side of things. And she's been crossed over for I don't know how long now. I know it's been quite some time. I think they said it was probably at least 10 years maybe. So that'll explain why. But going back to this, I wonder if Sae-Ron knew some stuff or digged up some stuff about this particular thing, and I think, or this previous scandal that he had, and that's probably another reason why he doesn't want things more to come out about it, but that's probably what's gonna, he's trying so hard to not have come out, and it's gonna come out anyway. I think it's gonna be probably some more stuff about people are gonna look, compared the two stories, Sae-Ron's stories and Soo-lee's story, and I'm like, you know, the common denominator in this is that you seem to have been involved in both of their lives. They seem to have both mysteriously, you know, met their demise after meeting you and getting involved with you, quote unquote, allegedly, and now suddenly, you know, they're no longer a thing. That's no longer the case. And here you go, just kind of like moving on. And it's like, okay, this is a lot. Again, going back to what I've been saying through this reading, it seems like there's a lot of coincidences that don't seem like coincidences. And that seems to be the thing that's like working against his favor. And I think that's why he's trying so hard to kind of like control this and not wanting things to come out. But I think it's as hard as he's trying for it not to come out, I think that's more so what's going to come out. And that's more so what people are going to draw the lines. You know, people are going to draw those parallel lines. Like this seems very similar. They're going in the same direction. How can nobody else see 1 + 1 = 2? You had a rift with her. You isolated her. Y'all no longer was in partnership about it. You seem to catapult all your fame off of these women's backs or whatever the case may be. I'm not saying this is legit what I'm getting from the cards. I feel like this is kind of like, I feel like the stories I hear people saying are like concluding after hearing some of the stuff that's been coming out about him. I say this for somebody who I feel like I'm picking up on the energy of like some of the internet sleuths or the gossip blogs, etc., that's kind of like, you know, it seems like you just kind of catapulted off the back of these women. You aren't as nice as you say you are. You know, it's, you know, a clock strikes the right time twice a day kind of thing. It's like, this can't be, this isn't no coinky dink anymore. I get it, but it feels like it feels like Sae-Ron has pulled the string and the whole thing is just unraveling at this point. It feels like, I understand Mario, but it just seems like it's never ending, and I don't think he's gonna quite get out of it clean, unscathed at least. I think you're gonna have people who is gonna always believe, whether he right or wrong, there's gonna be people who always believe he has something to do with it. Period. Because it's just too many things that lines up. And that's what I'm getting from this whole Sully situation. It feels like it's there seems to be a lot of oh, that happened to Sae-Ron? That seemed like the same thing that happened with Sully. Oh, that happened with Sully? Oh, isn't that the same thing that happened with Sae-Ron? Like, I can see a lot of people saying stuff like that. Look at this. Kiss my grits. No thank you. Walk away. Refusal. I think she's seeing him as a dual thing too. Here we go with that opossum again. Hotter than blue blazes. Sensuality. God don't like ugly. Nastiness, class strike. I think they had a nasty breakup too. Or a nasty falling out in some kind of way. Here go that grudge or revenge here again. What was this card that flipped over? And here we go with that communication. And I said this earlier. I got this earlier in the reading a while back. This is kind of like when I'm dealing with celebrities. This is kind of like the tabloid. This is blind items. This is blogs. This is kind of like news outlets reporting on things, etc., etc. to me, especially when it's coming up in reverse. It could be things that's not necessarily true, but they're rumors. They spread. They're rumors that I'm defending against. They spread. There seems to be a thing that's steady coming up. This just feels like he's not going to get out of this clean. It's going to be steady more and more. And it's going to just be intense until, I don't know, maybe him and his management, his PR company, his team comes up with the right response, because there's really no right response. People are going to find something wrong with it either way. But I think until like he controls the narrative or he comes out and talk about it and take control of it, I don't know if they had a relationship. I would say I think they were puppy love. I'll say that. It feels like puppy love. I'll say that. That feels more along a more respectful way to say it. Sharing news, surprise text. Yeah, it just feels like it's not ending for my boy anytime soon. It's not ending for him anytime soon. It's just more and more that's coming out about him. People drawing parallel lines. I see somebody in the room with the red string all caffeinated and hyped up, just drawing lines and stuff. Like, yeah, it's just too juicy for people to turn away from, and it's not gonna go anywhere. She was a key to exposing his wrongdoings in the past. I mean, it looks like she's going to be the key or the source of it all over again. Because it seems like it's just going to come back up. Let's see, I'm trying to make sure I caught up on all the questions here. Oh, so let's go back to this one about the ABORTION portion. I think people, yeah, eventually, because the public has a short memory, I think people forget about it eventually. But you're also going to have some of those people that aren't going to forget about it, and they're going to steady heap on it and bring it out and point it out because they want to believe the worst about him. They want to believe the worst about all celebrities or just him in general. But I think right now things are just so intense. Like, I don't see right now in this current energy, this current climate of things, I don't see this leaving Kim Soo-hyun anytime soon. It just, people it's like watching a car crash right now. People are too invested. Okay, let's see here. I have been on for 2.5 hours. But it was a read-a-thon. I wanted to catch up on some things, but let's see. The last part of this I'm going to do, because I don't see any more questions coming through on the Kim Soo-hyun. I'm going to wrap it up with the question about whether Sae-Ron was involved with someone else and had an ABORTION, because that was something I picked up on a previous reading that I did, but she was not a part of it. But something like that came through, so I figured why not wrap that up in a nice tight bow, and then we will move on. Okay. Y'all see that? I think at this point, I'm just going to let the cards speak for themselves, and I'm going to move on. I'm tired. No, I'm not. I'm not. Okay, it keeps flipping out. It keeps flipping out. I can't ignore that. And this is the other one that kept flipping out too, the devil card. Okay, you can think what you want to about that. But we have the death card. This is on Kim Sae-Ron, on whether or not she decided to not be, delay her time in being a mother. I'd say that's the best way to put it. You have the mama, or the Empress card in reverse, which usually does speak to motherly energy, and it is in reverse. I'm just going to tell you what the cards are, and you can pull what you want to from that. And then we also have the Axis here as well, which is usually dealing with a very tough decision. Do I want to be pulled apart by horses in 4 different directions, or would I rather be squished by rocks? That's kind of like the energy I think of when I see the Two of Swords, the Two of Axes card. The Death card usually it doesn't always have to deal with literal death. It could deal with like ego death. It could deal with transformation. It can deal with, a chapter in your life that you need to close and move on to the next one. Things that need to kind of like come to some kind of closure, culmination here. Again, the Empress card is usually speaking to the feminine energy. It can speak to, motherhood as well. It's coming up in reverse. And you have a tough decision here. What do you think that means? I am not going to apply any kind of explanation to that or what I'm getting. I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting from the cards. That's the best that I can do for you right now. Because I'm tired. Because I'm tired. Okay? Oh, gosh. I have to make this lighthearted because this is just, it's too much. Now, this flipped over, it was in reverse, and y'all keep seeing these shoes come up. This is dealing with partnership or coupling. It's coming up in reverse. But let's see what's actually going to fall out. Y'all, I tell you, mentorship and protection. Before this even fell out, that would explain why she has a vendetta. Oh my God, that would explain why she has a vendetta. Let me see what these cards are. Was there anything else that fell? Rejoicing, faith. We have roots dealing with influence and support. And we also have reinvention, infinity, dealing with the salamander here. Why is the Empress coming up in the first? Look at Sae-Ron. Okay, that fell. What is this one? I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Oh gosh, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. I don't want to do this anymore. Why did I do this? I don't want to read no more. I don't want to read on this anymore. Metamorphosis, life cycle, dealing with the cicadas. Why is the pride, so much pride, vanity coming up? Influence, support. All I'm gonna say on this is, because I'm not about to interpret this. I'm not. Only thing I'm gonna say on this portion of it is, was Kim Sae-Ron and whether or not she decided to go through with delaying her pathway to motherhood. If what I'm picking up on is correct, I would see why she's holding a vendetta. It would make sense. I would be upset too. Look at this. Bless your heart, friendship, appreciation, devotion, worthiness. A little something I threw together in the kitchen, but it's accomplishment, triumph, self-esteem again, confidence, talent, accolades, fame coming up in reverse. I would say, if anything, she felt it was a barrier to her success for sure. And again, this is kind of going back to that thing of what I was saying I was picking up on her on earlier with her kind of like dealing with self-esteem issues, struggling to find her place in the Korean actor field. We also have nuisance, propagation, gossip, hassle, freeloading, and opportunism with the swamp angel, okay? And here we go again with these peaches. We got 2 peas in the pod as your underlying energy, and it's raining cats and dogs. It's raining tacos. I'm just gonna randomly keep singing. All right, guys, that's what I'm getting. Yeah, what did you get? What did you all get from that? I told you I'm not interpreting this, because what I'm picking up on is just gonna put me in the. I'm gonna be even more invested in wanting to know, and I don't need to know. This is the girl's business. Rest in peace. Yes, I'm not. Have somebody else interpret the cards for you, because yeah. All right, thank you so much for coming to see the Kim Soo-Hyun reading. All right, we're done with that. We're gonna leave that there. We're gonna dust that off, and we are going to move on. Mario, I might do more live readings like this. Only reason why I did this one like this week was because I had such a busy week with work. I didn't have time to do my normal like little live readings in the afternoon like I usually do, and I was like, I just want to hurry up and get any and all of it out the way instead of worrying about trying to catch up on like videos. So I just did one large one. So it may happen again, it may not. It depends pretty much on like my work schedule. So yeah. So though I'm not gonna do any more on Soo-Hyun. I feel like I have done all that I can possibly take right now. Like we're gonna leave it at that. Yeah. Do I have energy in me for one more reading? I think I do. I wanted to get to the Kendrick Lamar portion of this. I wanted to do Just Hilarious and the whole Breakfast Club thing, but I think I would do the other person. You're welcome, Shawanda. I think I'm going to do the other person that I actually have in the thumbnail, so this doesn't seem like clickbait, just to be fair. And I am going to do this on Kendrick Lamar and SZA because some people feel like these two are more or were more than just label mates or work husband and wife, as some people would say. So I'm going to just do a quick reading on that. And I'm going to wrap this reading up for the Read-A-Thon. Thank you all so much for joining me. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can see the next time I upload, because I do just kind of go at this randomly, as you can see. And you can tune in for the next time I have a big live reading. So I'm just going to cleanse these cards of Kim Soo-Hyun and all his drama, because no more, no more. We're going to get into the last part of this, and we're going to go and move on with our happy day and enjoy the sun and our friends and our family, or work if some of you are working. No shame in that either. Gotta do what you gotta do. We just gonna just clean these off real quick. All right. And we're gonna wrap this up with something a bit more fun and lighthearted. And we are going to do SZA and Kendrick. Okay, where are we at? Okay, wow, we did a whole hour on just like Kim Soo-Hyun. Jesus. All right. I don't know, a lot of people I told you, Mario, a lot of people are really invested in that, and when I first did the reading on him, I did not know it was breaking out in a scandal. I opened up a can of worms and didn't even know it. I just stepped right in and didn't know it. Good. Okay, so let's see here. There is, again, some people are curious on whether Kendrick Lamar and SZA are more than just work husband and wife. Are they more than just past label mates? Are they more than just collaborators? So we're going to get to the bottom of that. We're going to see what we get, and we are going to close out, okay? Hopefully this don't divulge into something crazy too, because sometimes I just get to knowing stuff that I don't need to know. I could have did without it. Okay, so it is two cards that wanted to come out. We have the Roots and we have the Queen of Axes. So this could just deal with business dalliances. I've said this before in some of my past readings. I feel like oftentimes I get the Queen of Axes or like the King of Roots or coins when I'm dealing with like music industry or industry kind of like stuff, business stuff. I usually get them. So this could just be really just a platonic business relationship. It may not be anything with romance, but let's see. This is just on SZA's side of things. Let's see what we have here for Kendrick. I'm so taking a shower after this. I gotta get it off me. Okay, what we have here, we have, okay, Roots. Oh, maybe it is just business. Call me surprised. Okay, and then we have the Knight of Jazz here, Knight of Wands. And then the other 9 cards here, we have the Magician, sometimes speaking with manipulation, making things, or like forcing, trying to make things happen out of what you have. You have resting on your false laurels, your victory card here, but it's coming up in reverse. It might be a delayed victory. I think that's kind of weird right now with Kendrick Lamar being like on top of the world with the whole "they not like us" stuff. So this is interesting that this is coming up. And then we also have the Hermit card. Why would that be coming up between them? Usually the Hermit card is not like abandonment. I think of it more so like self-isolation. Okay, is this more so on Kendrick? I've been waiting a long time to kind of like be out in the spotlight, or for the music industry to kind of turn the way that it has, but I don't know, maybe he wasn't ready for like how big this might have gotten. Maybe Queen of Blues. And I'm not gonna be surprised if this Knight of Jazz is, I mean, this King of Jazz is more so dealing with Drake. Okay, because he kind of comes off wandsy man to me. I know he's a Scorpio, but he's a man I'm laying it low and spraying it wide. Okay, whoever, wherever, whenever is Drake's energy. Okay, this conch shell has come out for a couple of people tonight. Well, sorry, the morning. I'm used to reading at night. Sorry. Homecoming and Afterlife. I think she's floating kind of it kind of feels like I'm basking in this moment that I'm in right now. I'm glad my career is where it is. Like the recognition, like I'm finally being acknowledged for my work. This feels like all business to me. It doesn't feel like anything romantic at all, you guys. It feels like all business. We were able to make this happen just biding our time, working hard, and sticking to our artistry. Okay, Kendrick, I don't need all your information busting all over my table like this, okay? Got my cards overpowered and spraying everywhere. Okay, what is this for Kendrick? Can anybody say gatekeep? Second chances and magic. Infinity, reinvention, curiosity and perseverance, coupling and partnership. This can read two ways too for them. For the coupling and partnership, this man do not like Drake, bro. He do not like Drake. I don't like anything you stand for, you represent. Like, this man do not like Drake. And I think he felt some type of way that SZA was even involved with him with the second chances car here in between. I wouldn't be surprised these two had like a big disagreement about that, but they work well as like business partners, as musicians. When I seen this opossum pop out for Kendrick, it definitely made me think of his thing where he was saying like, "I'm not y'all savior." I did this for my own personal selfish reasons. Y'all can go think what y'all want, but I did it for my own personal selfish reasons. I don't think he is. He says, what's the word? It's angelic as some people would like to think, maybe, or as purist as people would like to give him credit for. That's not the energy. Okay, I had two cards that wanted to come out at once. And let's see, any other. And yeah. Let's see, we have hush up, silence, discretion, contemplation, privacy. We have lipsticks on a pig, denial, cover up, trickery. Denial, cover up, trickery. Well, that deals my pickle. Total contentment, into yes, it says wishes granted. Well, I spoke to that earlier. It feels like both of them are appreciative of where they have, you know, from where they were to where they are now with their stardom, and like socking it both. They both kind of like putting a cap on somebody that they both dislike. I think it took SZA a bit longer to kind of get there. I think Kendrick was already there. Obviously, y'all know who I'm talking about. Okay, I don't need to say no names. So that's that. This silence and discretion here with the moon card makes me think of secrets, things that are not quite revealed. What could that be pertaining to? What kind of secrets or things are they keeping hidden at this point? Especially with the denial and cover up. What is something that they trying to make sure stay hidden? What secrecy is going on here? Sorry, y'all hear my dog. You gotta make sure he tell people. Hi, buddy. I know it's time. I know I'm wrapping it up. I promise. He's like trying to get me off the computer. Oh, then we have Holler, dealing with communication, honesty, surprise text, phone calls coming up here. What trade secrets what secrets these two talking about? What y'all up to? Again, the Holler card, usually when it comes to celebrities, when I do celebrity readings, it kind of feels like tabloids, those blind items, gossip blogs, etc., etc. We also have there's more than one way to skin a cat. Breakthrough. This makes me feel like there's something dealing with. Right. And then we have bump on a log, lazing around, loafing, inertia, false start, non-response, disinterest. Well, I feel like they sitting on something to reveal at a better time kind of situation. It's kind of like they feel like they got a secret or something in their back pocket and they just waiting for the right time to pull a trigger on it. In the words of Soulja Boy, this can't have something to do with Drake. The man was had the sun from the world because the world from the sun, or something like that he said. Drake. That was the funniest thing that man ever did. Oh my gosh. Okay, I need to pull more cards on this because I'm a bit confused. I need some clarity here. Where's some clarity? Okay, don't have fall out. We got, okay. Night of Blues. I wouldn't be surprised if that is SZA here. Jazz, Night of Jazz, and then we have the Death card. And what else? Two of Coins. Why does it feel like SZA had an opportunity to probably, I don't want to say work with it because I know they collabed on songs before, her and Drake, but it feels like there was an opportunity for her to maybe like work under him in some capacity, and she chose not to. And, you know, it kind of seems like it's paid off for her at this point. But it kind of feels like there was an opportunity for her to sign under maybe OVO or something. Like when things was probably not going the way she wanted at her label, but she decided to stick it out. And it worked out for the best in the long term. Like she might have had gained short-term success and blew up and been everywhere under OVO. I don't think that would have ever. I think her star power just couldn't have been denied, but I don't think she would have been granted as many opportunities. And I think she probably would have fell into a state of like she probably didn't have to work as hard. She wouldn't have to. She probably could have been lazy about her craft, not like honing in on it. But she decided to stay with the is it TDE, and it's paid off for her in the long term, despite the harsh moments that she has experienced with them. Yeah, I don't think them two had any kind of like if they did have something in the past where it was like, oh, maybe we went out on one date or something like that between her and Kendrick allegedly. But to me, it feels more so like this has been work, and I think they just have a common enemy. I wouldn't even say that Drake is like a common enemy for them, but you know, I dislike him and you hate him, so sure, why not? And because you've helped me out along the way, sure. You've done more for me, and you haven't even like been with me in that way, and he hasn't. I think these two are just enjoying their rise to the top. Mm, yeah, I don't see anything else coming through about this. Oh, wait. I do want to note that the Tower card is coming out underneath here. The Tower, the Knight of Roots, and the Moon. Okay, what secrecy is y'all hiding? This is the second time I've seen this moon or secrecy come out about y'all. What y'all up to? What y'all up to? What y'all doing? What you doing? And then we had something about if that ain't the truth, grits ain't groceries. Believe it, trustworthiness. What secrecy is coming out? I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna click off. All right, I'm gonna wish you all a great afternoon, day, or night wherever you are. Okay, I'm getting ready to click off because um. So what if he possibly allegedly what if Kendrick did approach SZA before in the past, and then once he found out she was with Drake, he was like, hell no. All right, that's why I'm gonna leave it. All right, you all have a good one. I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Okay, I'm back. One more thing. Uh, I do think they got some more dirt on Drake, and I wouldn't be surprised if some more of it comes out through this whole UMG lawsuit or during their tour. So we gonna see what comes out about that and see if I'm wrong or not. Yeah. Okay. Bye.